What's the deal, everybody? It's your boy Shane G. We are here with another episode of Entreprenegros right here on the Ethos Media Network. Before we go any further, please make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe for all of the latest content. And today, I have a very special episode because I actually have two very special guests, two of my favorite Entreprenegros, one of which I've gotten to know, a little bit over the past couple of months. We've definitely been connecting. And, I look forward to this conversation, and another gentleman who he's introducing me to for the first time. So I look forward to speaking to both of them. And let me bring them on right now. We have my man, Hey Dom 803, and we have Mr. Kirk Rich. How y'all gentlemen doing?
You.
Oh, no, Shane. Thanks for having us on, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank y'all for being here, man. Like I said, this is an important conversation because it shows people other avenues outside of just entertainment or sports, that Black people can take to be successful. And
Right.
so I like to talk to people who have been through it, who have had, ups and downs in, whatever their endeavor is. So that way we can try to create a pathway, for the younger people who are coming up who maybe want to be entrepreneurs, but don't know how to go about it. So this is very important conversations, and I'm very happy that y'all are here. So let me start with you, Kirk. What's the name of your company and what business or industry are you in?
All right, so me and Dom together, we're Shock the Culture. So it's a collective. We've been rocking since the JV, B team basketball since ninth grade. My role in that, I have a brand called LYMG, Leap Year Money Group, and I teach people how to trade in real time. So our whole thing is real people making real profit in real time, and we emphasize that because a lot of people have a lot of stuff going on. Like life is life, and people have to work. People don't have time to stare at computers all day. And to be honest, a lot of people in our culture don't know or understand financial literacy. So I teach people how to trade. Been doing that since started my first financial literacy program where I partnered with Fifth Third Bank back in 2018. Started teaching children how to be financially literate from ages 5 to 12. That caught on, community blew up. Now we have people across 4 different continents. We have over 400 members worldwide, and we just keep growing and growing and growing.
Hey, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. So what about you, Dom? What about is there another side of the business that you're a little bit more focused on, or outside ventures that you have other than what you and Kirk have together?
Yeah, so Shock the Culture, again, to emphasize what Kirk said. We money up, marketing up. We focus on making creatives money to use that to leverage into marketing and other things that they need to basically grow their business. So you got marketing, press, consulting, brand strategy, content strategy, everything. So, how the perfect client for Shock the Culture will go is you come in, you make your money with us on the money side. You take what you make and you use it for your business, your brand, or your artist career, whatever. And we create the assets and put the money right where it's supposed to go. So if you need advertising, you need radio, you need blogs, you need interviews like this, you need podcast appearance, you need us to set up a play for you to travel out of state. We've done that. Do you need shows in a country that you're in? We've attempted to do that. In another state, do you need to figure out the photographers or where you could do a show, where you could, do a podcast? We basically make everything seamless. Like Kirk has emphasized and structured the money side to where you can literally make more than your paycheck in a few minutes. And I've created the marketing process and the business side to the point that you just tell me what you want to do and we get it done. So that's really what it is. So like Kirk said, we've been locked in since ninth grade, 2004, playing B team basketball together. Kirk went on to play Division I football, and I went on to play collegiate basketball. We linked back up and did a variation of this in 2013, and we made money doing it that way. Had kids, did all this, and it came back, and it's basically rejuvenated with social media, technology, everything, and it's working, man. We got artists right now that's really thriving through the system, and we just want to continue to grow this to make this worldwide because we understand what makes sense, why it makes sense. It's gonna hurt artists' feelings, but the artists that understand it, they're gonna get it. It's gonna hurt some business owners' feelings, but the businesses that understand it, they're gonna get it.
Definitely. When did you guys decide to go into business for yourself, versus working for somebody else or working a regular 9 to 5 or, taking that type of avenue? What made you guys want to, start your own businesses and teach others how to get money themselves?
I could start on that. I think I could remember a specific incident working a 9 to 5. It was three. My final 3 straws. One was I had a family member pass away, and a manager at the time overheard me talking about it, and he heard me say brother-in-law, but he didn't know the aspect to which we were close. Mm-hmm. So when he heard me say brother-in-law, he don't know how the Black family works. Like that's and being that him and my sister are literally over a decade older than me, they were like my second parents. So he didn't realize, what he was saying. So when he heard me talking, he was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was your brother-in-law. I thought it was your actual blood brother. Oh, you can't use PTO for that." And I kind of just looked at him, and I was like, "Oh, you're so out of touch. You're so locked in with this company policy that you're not realizing you're talking to another human being right now who just lost somebody, who just lost a role model, who just lost a big brother who's important to them." So he kind of like checked himself, and was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Just forget I said that." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's strike one." Then I got sick. This was before COVID became worldwide. I had a rare what they call it? Upper respiratory
illness.
Yeah. Right before COVID became the thing. And I was out for 2 days at work, and they were like, "Yeah, so do you know when you're going to be back?" And it was just more so I'm like, "Oh, okay." Rather than me complaining about how the system works, I have to do the work to get up out the system. So I put the job on the clock, and I just started competing with my job. This is what we tell people too. We tell our clients, compete with your job in terms of how much you can earn outside of work versus how much you earn at work, and then get those disciplines that help you copy the structure from the job. The same way you do something every day, you go to the job, you go to your desk, you stay focused, you lock in. Do that on what you do. Do that with education. Do that with your craft. Do that with your music. Do that with your business. But after that, I think February 25th, 2 weeks before the pandemic started, I put my 2-week notice in, had no idea that the pandemic was going to start, and I've been off the job since. But I always tell people that's like, don't chase that, chase the habits and chase the structure. You know what I'm saying? Like chase the habits and chase the structure, then you'll get off the job sooner. But if you're just lusting over, oh man, I'm trying to hurry up, get off this job. I'm trying to you might end up skipping some necessary discipline steps. So since 2019, 2020, 2 weeks before the pandemic started, that's how long I've been doing this full time. And then linking up with Dom, he was literally one of the hardest working, smartest working people I know. And I was like, bro, I have been trying to convince him for years, bro, we really need to lock in and do this because you're the only other person that I know that has this level of work ethic and the level of follow through. And his network is crazy. So from there, it's been up ever since. Like you said, we've been talking, we stay in constant communication. And it was like, hey, we can combine what we do. Him with his connections, helping people with marketing, me with teaching people how to make money, because in this world, you got to know how to make money to fund your dream and fund your vision. And it's just been rocking ever since. Shock the culture.
I really like that quote. Compete with your job.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what my goal has been, but you just said it in a way simpler way. Because I've always explained to people, basically, if I'm able to, or anybody who's starting a business, who's working, if you're making as much money on the thing that you're trying to build as you're making at your job, then you can go ahead and do that full time. So that's kind of been my goal, but that's the more succinct way to say it right there. Compete with your job. I like that. And I'm stealing it from you. I like that.
You got it, bro.
Dom, how about you, man?
Man, a few things. I know my personality, bro. I'm gonna tell you for real, man. It just kept becoming like situations, kind of like what Kirk said, with people that was like so gung-ho for the company and understanding, like, even if you're better than them at the job, they always pick that person over you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had managers that I've been smarter than. I've gotten better numbers than associates that have got promotions over me. It just kept happening. And I was just like, bro, like, why did, like, it's weird. So, I had conversation. Like, I just kept having the same stuff happening. And even in sports, I had it happen. Like, I always stood on, if I knew how to do the work or if I knew how to do the job, even when I play sports, I know how to play ball. I don't have to do all that other stuff, bro. I don't have to kiss the coach butt. I don't got to be around coach. I don't got to kiss my manager's butt. I don't have to be all up under them, telling them good morning. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me. Like, you gave me a task. We had training. This is what we got to do to hit the numbers. You're not going to see me unless you got to see me. But for some reason, that's frowned upon.
Yeah, corporate culture is definitely,
it's
you be buddy and definitely understand. Yep.
And you know what's crazy, bro? Like, for me, I can take what I can dish. So if people not talking to me, I'm fine with that. But it's like, it's not the other way around. Like, it's always, hey, is everything good? You good? I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, we got a lot to do. Like, you told us we gotta hit these numbers, so I'm gonna put my head down and figure out how I'm gonna hit these numbers. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I always been at work. So it just was some weird situations, bro. Like, with the last few corporate jobs that I had, where I'm gonna name a few specifics to align with what Kirk was on. So, like, bro, I remember I was working. I worked in consumer finance for 13 years, and I remember one of the last few companies that I worked for. I was in consumer finance for a car dealership, right? We had got this manager, and she was the sales manager. She was real aggressive lady. And some of the guy, we had a person quit for real because he said he didn't want her to be the boss. And then we had other guys that was like, man, it's about to be crazy. I was like, bro, if we just put our head down and work, like, she not gonna bother us. I was totally wrong. They were right. No, for real, because she was, I was wrong. So it was a few times. And shout out to my OG, because I still talk to him. And we connected because at one time we ended up being the only two people in the office from a 5-person office. And he was telling me, he was like, Dominique, man, we just keep our head down and make this money. We probably not gonna be here long. Like, he would say stuff like that. I'd be like, bro, I feel it too. So I started applying for jobs. He started applying for jobs. Because when she fired me, I felt like 20 pounds lighter. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only job I ever been fired from. But she tried to write me up once. She tried to write me up 3 times. Well, the third time she actually wrote me up and then fired me. But she she tried to accuse me of stealing a bank deposit. And I was in the office and she was like, hey, we got a bank deposit missing. And I was like, okay. Just like that, she looked, because I'm gonna let you talk. And she goes, you don't got nothing to say? I was like, you didn't say nothing. You just said you got a bank deposit missing. You're not, what's up? She was like, did you take it? I was like, there's a camera where we dropped the bank deposits at. You could probably just go on the camera and see if I took it or not. So she looked at me and she made this face like, oh, you didn't take it, but you accused me. So let's watch the film together. Mm-hmm. So we watched the film, y'all. Guess who took it? Her cousin, who she hired.
Ooh, nasty work.
Super.
No, you like, come on. So I just walked out. Second time, she tried to accuse me of like a car not having insurance and they got in an accident and it was my fault. When we did the digging, it wasn't. So left me alone. Third time, she just got me out of there. They were saying like, yo, why she keep messing with you? I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But it was just stuff like that kept happening at each company. Like, what's up with them? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like what? Because I don't be talking, gossiping with y'all. It's weird. Like, if you're not of the culture or if you're not up under people, it's just weird. So from that, and then what really put the nail in the coffin was the pandemic. How much time we had during the pandemic. Like, I was blessed to still have my job during the pandemic. But it was everything else. So when you get home, you can't go to the gym, you can't go out with your friends, you can't do nothing. We had to stay in the house. We actually had a curfew here in Columbia. You couldn't be out past a certain time. So I was just home all the time, and I just figured out ways to make money with my skills, and it worked. And
so speaking of it working, that's actually my next question to both of y'all. So and you kind of touched on it, but when did you guys feel like what you were doing was working? Like, was there a particular moment where you were like, okay, or was it more of just a gradual thing where you kind of kept making more and more money, and then you just slowly over time realized like, yo, this is sustainable? Like,
I'll start Kirk on this one because it's right on top of my head, bro. In moments of desperation, being able to go get it. Like there were times like, bro, I need this, and I'll go do the skill and make it. And I'm like, dang, is that easy? It was that, and then I remember I finally had a week off at work for vacation, and I remember going, I'm a be off, but I'm a 9 to 5 my skills. Well, I came up with a plan. I was posting content, running ads, cold calling, reaching out to artists, had a little system going on Spotify, reaching out to artists that had their contact information. That's sauce right there too for anybody. Reaching out to those that had their information in their bios and building relationships that way, making posts for them, like doing stuff like that to try to get their attention. And I came that week, I was like 95% like to what I would have made in a 2-week check.
Okay.
And I was like, I could do this.
That
was it from there.
Yeah. See, that's the type of stuff right there I'm talking about. Like all of that different, like interacting with different people, Like that skill set is funny because that skill set is so much more valuable, even though we have AI, even though we have social media. People still more than ever now they want that personal touch because it's like, I keep hearing this online and I want to do it, but I don't know a person who does it. And I always tell Dom that's his specialty. Like he can really go outside and do the thing that he's talking about online. Like that's big. Like you mess around with us, you will really go into a store and hear one of our clients' songs. And Don made sure it got in the intercom system on the store. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those type of things. So we have been talking about collabing like since I had been every time we talk, I'm just like, oh, he really goes hard at what he's trying to do on the side, just like he does for his 9 to 5. Me with the money making, like I was talking about earlier, just competing with the check. So it was a time where I was trading because I tell everybody still to this day, every 2 weeks with a 4-year degree, right? Working in the field that I got my degree in and hired full time and with career certifications, like with professional certifications, I was bringing home $961 every 2 weeks. So I broke that down like, okay, before taxes, that's a crazy number. But before taxes, I think I was making $18.80 an hour, $18 an hour. So I was like, that's $144 a day. If I could mess around and make $144 a day, right, with trading, then I'm on par. Then the goal became $300 a day. Then the goal became consistent. So I wanted to see, like, it's just like being an athlete, right? Can you play at home and can you play away games? Because, everybody could ball at home. Meaning there's a season where it's going to feel like you're printing money. But then what about those slow days? Those are the away games. And then, like, if we do a football, reference, can you play outside versus are you just a dome player? Or are you just an early fall player? Can you play late into the winter? Because that's when the playoffs are. So when I start seeing that, hey, over the course of a month, of a quarter, of 6 months, of a year, I can consistently be profitable and just ride the wave of the market and make money. That helped me feel great, right? And then what really was the kicker was when, shout out to Trell Brooks, our bro, who's also a part of Shock the Culture, one of our staple artists, or like the staple artist, being able to teach him how to trade and watch him have his first $1,000 day and then do it again and do it again and then do it again as a school teacher and as a father. And so he was taking these methods that he was learning. I was like, this could work. This could really work full time. And seeing other people take the methods and use them and have success for themselves, that's what let me know, like, hey, I'm on to something. You know what I'm saying? And then me and Dom Link is like, okay, we're on to something. Because I know no matter what, rain, sleet, or snow, like we talk about, like being in that grind and seeing like, oh, he's always doing the thing that he says that he does. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna be successful with it. So we just had our first client hit their first 5-figure week, right, in terms of profit and bringing that money home to his family. So he had a 5-figure week, cashed out at over 12 grand in a week. And then he has a new album coming out, right? He's working on a new project. Everything was crisp. Everything was clean. And that was just some more motivation. Like, yeah, we could do this. So now we have the blueprint in terms of what does success look like for our clients? What does success look like for us collectively? And we're just enhancing, right? Like we got the operating system, now we're enhancing it and we're just consistently like getting it out there now. So,
right. Man, when you work hard, bro, you'll accidentally do something right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like working smart and hard, something gonna happen, bro. It's just we always use sports analogies. We use these principles from sports.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's something always happens, bro.
Yeah.
Like you'll be surprised, like the stuff that we fall into, just doing something consistently and then boom, something happens. Like
That's real.
it'd be like, all right, either everybody ain't doing this for real, or this was supposed to happen because we did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially in the artist world, like you gotta have that person that's gonna do that, and we like doing it. Um, stuff that I've been able to get for artists, and they were like, "Bro, how'd you do that?" And I'd be like, "Bro, I really just reached out." And then it had me thinking, like, maybe people don't reach out, or they don't understand how to have a conversation, or they don't know who to contact or who to maneuver around. You know what I'm saying?
And that's valuable because, just having a mouthpiece if you're not comfortable in those situations, or like you said, if you're not the type to reach out, or you're intimidated maybe because somebody has, oh, they got X amount of followers, why would they want to talk to me? Or you know
Yeah.
what I'm
Oh,
saying?
a lot of that happens. A lot
And
of that happens.
it's easy to get out, so it's very valuable to have somebody who can kind of be that buffer, so that way it's like, nah, I'll reach out to anybody, like, because I know how to speak to people.
I got
So
I got my first management gig like that, bro. Even though, after a year and some, she kind of severed our contract, but I'm always appreciate her. But I got my first management gig like that. She literally told me, I need you to be the buffer because I don't know how to deal with the no's. Like, and I was cool. I'm like, bro, that's part of it.
mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right. It happens. A lot of people can't deal with no, because a lot of uneducated artists would think that a no is hating, and they take it personal, and it's not. Because shout out to my pops. Um, he's actually one of the reasons why I got my master's in HR. I saw the human resource jobs he had in the military, and I thought they were cool. Even though I didn't start using that degree until we started doing entrepreneurship, like scanning resumes for interns. We literally just hired. How many interns we got, Kirk? 3, 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that I didn't use my master's until I became an entrepreneur, which is crazy, right? Because I set up the Indeed account, went in, got hundreds of resumes to work for Shop the Culture, and I went through, picked the ones that had things on their resume that aligned with what we were looking for, right? So, my dad told me that, with excuse me, with HR. Dang, I lost my train of contract, train of thought.
You were
Saying what?
saying, you was explaining how you haven't used, or you never used HR until you
Yeah,
became an entrepreneur.
yeah, because my dad.
Mhm.
So with that, I learned how to. I know I was about to say. I know you're gonna edit this. My
Yeah.
dad taught me something with no's. When you get a no, always ask why, but not like why question mark. Say thank you for taking the time out of considering me. Can you tell me what I could have done better? I do that every time somebody this sauce too, Kirk. If you ever wonder like how did Dom do that or how did this happen? Look, I'm gonna give it to Shane because me and Shane cool. So I always ask, hey, what's another way I could have said this or done this, or you know what I'm saying? And they'll tell me, hey, this artist just didn't fit. Do you have another one? Or we just did this song doesn't fit this bill, or they don't have I've been told they don't even look like an artist. They don't have a lot of followers. The mixing on this song is terrible. Like, and they'll tell me. So for anybody watching this that thinks that my content is my personal feelings, these are people that are other managers, other A-list artists, managers that hold, business and coordinate money for them to go on tour, get features, anything. They'll tell other podcasters, other tour managers, all of this. I've talked to all these people, and people that have turned down things, they've given me these reasons. So when I get these reasons and people tell me this, I tell the people, like, hey, that matters. Because you didn't mix that song right. That matters. Your page looks terrible. You don't even have that you're an artist in your bio. You have nothing about music on your page. That stuff matters. So just that question has been able to help me build and understand the game. And I get it and give it to the people, bro.
That's what's up.
That is.
Yeah. That's what's up. So we've been talking a lot about what worked, when you knew things were, going well. But as every entrepreneur knows, with every up, there's some downs.
Yes.
So my question to both of you is, what has been your biggest L? And you can take that to mean loss. You can take that to mean lesson. You can take that to mean however you want to interpret the question. But what was your biggest L, and how did you bounce back from it?
This is funny.
I got one.
Oh, yeah. All right. So the year was 2022. But yeah, the year was 2022. I had started making more money as an entrepreneur than I ever made at a job. I'm talking about like 3 times as much. So I made like a cool 80 grand. And it was funny because I can't tell you what I did with that money. I started going out Tuesday through Saturday, literally. Tuesday, half off Tuesday through Saturday. And it was always something to do, always people out, start moving really fast. Because there was a point where it was like,
Kirk, you started going out?
what?
Hold on, Kirk. I ain't that. Look, you giving Shane the sauce. I ain't know about this.
Bro.
Hey, this is because Kirk don't do nothing no more.
No.
So this,
outside.
My boy be reading.
Yeah. I'm in the crib.
Hey,
from
bro,
listen.
I'm gonna hit you back. I'm reading a book.
Yeah, right, from this experience right here.
You like why, right?
Yeah. Bro, I'm talking about money coming in hand over fist. And there was no subscription model in place at the time for the business. So all the transactions were one time. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So there's no recurring revenue, and I'm spending money as fast as I'm making it, because as soon as I spend 200, here comes 500. Here comes five. If I spend 1,000, here comes 2,000. So I started slacking off on the charts. Because money was coming in from people enrolling in the business. I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna go on forever. And I'll never forget. It was starting to get a little chilly outside. Things were starting to slow down, right? Like I had somebody helping me with the marketing before I partnered with Dom, and he was like, he was going through some things. He's like, oh, I'm gonna step away, do my own thing, da 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 da. And I was focusing on the education and the motivation and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. So now it's just like I was doing none of the marketing and I was imbalanced. So I was just locked in. It's like, imagine Steph only shooting threes. You see what I'm saying? Right. Like, he gonna limit his game because don't nobody, your crossover ain't gonna work because we know you ain't trying to go to the basket if you only limiting yourself shooting threes. So I'm only shooting threes. So I'm in the charts, I'm motivating, I'm teaching, not doing any marketing. So the marketing falls off, which was bringing in a lot of the money at the time. So things are starting to slow down, but I don't notice it. So I had a trade in, I never forget, gamble with the rent money in real time. Gamble with the rent money. So I was like, I'm about to make triple the rent money on this day right here. So I'm gonna be good. I just knew this trade was gonna hit. I'm up late at night watching the trade. Everything's good. I fall asleep. Little Southern Belle calls my phone. Hey, Kirk, you want some company? I wake up like, yeah, come on over here. She come and kick it. We look, I'm no longer thinking about the charts. I'm having the time of my life. I wake up and all the money's gone. It's like
Ooh.
the 27th or 28th of the month too, bro. Rent is due on the first.
Yeah, it is.
so,
Yeah, it is.
so rent is due on the first. So I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? It's only two people I could call. I called my cousin who I was doing business with at the time, and I called my sister, and I'm like, yo, y'all know I don't ever call for nothing. Like, I done messed up. Like, I done messed up big time. If I don't get this right, I'm up out of this joint. And so they try to look out, but I really, like Dom said, being in a spot of desperation, I was like, I got to do something. So I came up with a subscription model right there. And I told people, like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start a community fund, and I'm going to give you a year worth of just like game, everything for free, like basically. And I started the subscription model that night. Within about 5 days, I made like over $2,000 and was able to pay the rent. But it took being in that place of desperation. And I thought, like, I had just had a daughter too, bro. Like, my daughter is like a couple months old. So I was like, yeah, I never
motivated more than ever to hustle and get it right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and I wasn't going back to my hometown. I'm like, that's not happening. So
Which hometown?
Well, I grew up in Columbia. Like, I wasn't going back to Columbia. So I was here in Charlotte, living in a beautiful spot. I'm like, bro, I can't lose this. It's not the shame of starting over. It's just being around it. Energy is different. You know what I'm saying? Like being around other like Black people who doing stuff and just I can't go back to that. So I was like, you know what? Came up with the subscription model, and I just remembered the desperation that I was in during that time. I was like, let me keep the blueprint of what I did, which was read, research, exercise, get my rest, like stop playing around so much, stop going out all the time. And I just extracted that and took that. That was the biggest L. And then I had end up, I think over the next couple of months, ended up costing me like $20,000. I lost $20,000 in projected revenue because I was no longer dealing with my partner who was doing all the marketing. So I had to build it back up from scratch, and that helped me to get the structure in teaching people how to make money consistently instead of just focusing on how much you can make in a day. So the biggest loss ended up becoming the biggest lesson and the biggest blessing. And that could have went a whole another way, bro.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, that's and I feel like it's very important for people to hear those stories because one, I feel like people can learn from other people's mistakes if you pay attention. You know what I mean? As long as you want to avoid people's mistakes, you know what I'm saying? You can listen to people when they tell you a story and you can actually avoid those mistakes. So that's one thing. And then two, I want to also show that it's possible to come back from it. You know what I mean? You can mess up, you know, you can fumble the bag, but you can bounce back and learn from it and then teach others, you know what I mean, to make sure that they avoid that path. You know, some people are hard headed, but some people genuinely want to learn, like I said. So, Don, what about you, man? What was your biggest L? How did you bounce back?
Biggest L as an entrepreneur or being in the entrepreneur space, man. I don't think I got like a L story that I can think of. I probably got an L mentality that I can tell you about. Probably like the times that, you know, working under desperation, your customer can feel that. I'm pretty sure Kirk, you know, because Kirk is one of the most patient guys I know. So I'm pretty sure, like during that time, you know, messaging and doing all that, and just, hey, you know, I could do like I feel like your customers can feel that, and making emotional decisions is bad. So I think learn like just situations through the years. I've learned that I can't really think of a big L story. Like you mean like a LL? Like
I mean, it don't have to be. Like I said, you could interpret it how you want to. You know, what's the biggest lesson you learned?
Or
You know,
you know what it is. Come on, man.
Oh, see, Kirk got something specific. What's up?
Come on, man. What you was frustrated about before we collab, bro?
A situation
I was on you about, your lady was on you about.
But that wasn't an L, because if that didn't happen, this wouldn't exist.
But yeah, that's part of the L though. The lesson, the blessings in that.
I got fired. What? No, I didn't get fired. The media company that I worked for that taught me everything that I know decided to shift the company from doing music, marketing, and the content. Like the stuff that I do on my page, I actually learned that from somebody else. And the company that I was doing that for, and I was making a lot of money doing that and working. Like it was to the point where I almost quit my 9 to 5 because I was making more money doing that. And I remember talking to my girl. She was like, "You sure you want to do that? Like, I be hearing y'all on the phone, and you know, it's kind of intense sometimes." And you know, it was that, like, you know, 2 black men, just both from sports background, strong personalities. You know, we'll do that, and then everything will be good because results happen, like million view videos, high class clients and interviews, bunch of money made, anything you could think of in a media company, verified checks, all of that. So yeah, Kirk is right. That was kind of like out of the blue the first time, but the second time, because I went back, I got brought back on as the copywriter for the company after I was gone for almost a year. And that could have been, you know, the mistake. But then I learned more things doing that. And yeah, it was a lesson. Like I learned more things, but I guess the lesson and all that I learned was what? Bet on yourself. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, like build yourself up too. Because when I went out on my own, I definitely started from scratch because I put everything into that. You know what I'm saying? So when it was done, I started from scratch. You know what I'm saying? It was because the first time I kind of, you know, it was cool. You know, I had to, hey, you got 2 weeks to clear out your email, this is that. So I told the vice president, I was like, man, thank you. Some told me don't go off, but it was on a Sunday. Something happened, and some said just say thank you. Don't go off. And I said thank you. So then I got a call, came back for like 5 months, and then that one was like an email sent, cut everything off, which led to us not talking for a while. Like we're good now. I talked to him yesterday, but I guess what I learned from that, I learned a lot. Everything that I know is from that, but I also learned like you gotta Like you could go all in on something, but you need to also bet on yourself too. Like you need to, like it's kind of like, hey, you need to put a little bit over here to like, don't, because it's crazy. I wouldn't even tell our interns to do that. Like if we had an intern right now, Kirk, that was just like shot the culture 4L.
Yeah.
Like I think we would tell him, hey, start thinking about like stuff. Anything can happen because we both been through these situations. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think we would like if we had an intern that was going gung ho, like everything, stop the culture out, all that. We would be like, hey, you real good at this. Start building for yourself too. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that's
we definitely show them how to leverage.
Leverage what you going.
Leverage. That was a frustration that I had, like a friendly frustration I had with Dom because it was a mindset like he's working on all this stuff behind the scenes. And I remember like when he started, I was like, when he started, dude had like 5,000 followers. Like a few years later, he's super verified, up over 100+ K followers, 100,000 followers and all this stuff. And I'm like, do you know what the common thread is and all of that? It's the things, and I'm knowing from being a full-time entrepreneur at the time, having that
I was working.
You know what I'm
saying? I wasn't looking at like Shay. I'm talking about like I had at one time I was a social media manager for like a month, and then I went back down because that was stressful. That's a whole podcast.
Yeah.
Like if you ever been inside the phone of a verified account, and he was verified before you could buy it. Yeah. So this was real. This was real. So I'm seeing the people that's DMing him. I'm seeing. I'm not, and that was in our contract. I couldn't open the DMs. But so I respected it. Like I didn't do anything, but I'm seeing the other famous people that's in the notification because I've had all his social media in my phone. Like we did the last pass transfer of the passwords where you put it in your phone and you can't see the password if any of y'all ever use LastPass.
Mm-hmm.
And like my phone will be going off all day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I was like, this is, and I'll be like, hey, bro, did you know be DMing you? Nah, I get so much notifications. I didn't even know that. And I was like, bro, look, he was just on TV. Like it was like that. It would be stuff like that. And I'd be like, bro, such and such is DMing you right now. Or what they talking about. And I'm like, you really don't read your DMs. Like it's but it would be stuff like that.
Yeah. And I
it was just being in it, like creating, copyright and all that. But I definitely appreciate it because it taught me how to, like, I don't fan out over stuff. I don't like it be stuff that people get excited about. I think I don't be wanting to diminish their moment, but it be stuff I be like, cool. Or even for myself, like it be situations where I'd be like, that's cool.
And my thing is like when coming from like doing entrepreneurial solo, and I know Dom was working, he was working his job and working with that brand. I was like, I know he doesn't realize how valuable what he is doing. Like he doesn't realize his value. And that would always be my thing. So when he started over, he just started like a random dude on the internet. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? You literally were booking interviews for all of these top flight clients. You literally was doing ABC, XYZ. Like, bro, when you have the head guy and he knows he can delegate tasks to you and they're going to get done probably better than he would have done it, it allows that person to just be creative all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like Jordan when he got Pippen. Like, I don't have to guard the best player now. He can bring the ball up the court he can guard the best player and he can score 20. Like, all I got to do is go drop 30 and everything that I do is glorified. Like, that was, I used to be in down here like, bro, like you, and this is something for any entrepreneur, right? Like, think about it. A lot of times we'll put, like Shane, think about it. We work at a job. You don't have to be a CEO of the job where you work at to put it on your resume. If you were working at whatever, you put it on your resume. If you were associate, you did this, you did that, you put it on your resume. In the entrepreneurial space, when it's time to talk about credits and actually getting new clients so that you can like be verified and people know they can trust you, a lot of people feel like, oh, if I didn't do it from start to finish by myself, I can't use that. And that's crazy because the corporate culture shows us that if you worked at this spot, right, and you contributed and you got paid from that spot, you listed. Entrepreneurs tend to think, oh, I got to do everything by myself from start to finish. So I was saying, Dom, the reason that he was able to be freed up to think of some of these ideas, bro, is because he didn't have to spend time doing a lot of the work because you would do it. So it's very, very valuable. Entrepreneurs is very valuable. It's a lot of people who are watching this right now who want to do something in their skills. Like, you want to be an entrepreneur and you use the entrepreneurial skills every day at your job, but you're going to start, they're thinking about it, Shane, like, it's such a big leap. Oh, I don't know what I would do. Do what you would normally do at your job. You communicate, you send emails, you do ABC, XYZ, whatever. Even if you work in a factory, guess what you're used to doing? You're used to seeing distribution come in. You're used to seeing how orders get processed. You see what I'm saying? So if you go and become an entrepreneur and you already know how orders are processed, like, use the real life experiences that you're getting in real time and be able to leverage that. You don't have to go, well, I gotta build it from the foundation all the way up by myself. Nobody else can help me. Da, 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 da. So I would be like, Dom, bro, you know how a 6-figure media company works, but you're positioning yourself like a random dude on the internet who ain't talking to A-list celebrities, who hasn't had a podcast where he's interviewed NBA coaches, NBA players, celebrities, like charting artists. I'm like, what are you doing? So like, you have more credentials than these people who call themselves influencers. But in this day and age, like, you got to look the part as well. So that was always my little friendly frustration. I'm like, bro, you're doing it. Like, you're actually
and I get it, right, because there's
added
line, like, you want to be humble, but you want to talk your shit too.
Yeah.
It's about finding that fine line. So I feel you.
Hey, Shane, I gotta added L.
Okay.
Since Kirk telling untold stories. I don't know how you gonna break it up, but you can add it in there. So all right, so bruh, I took 2 third shift jobs a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what that taught me was, one, definitely I ain't mixed with the type of people that did third shift. I'm sorry for anybody that does third shift. I just didn't mix. Like, I didn't mix. I'm gonna just say that. I didn't mix. So what Kirk just said about doing the work at your job, you could do it for yourself. I did the same thing you did with your 9 to 5, because I was working the third shift when I was still working my regular job because I wanted to make some extra money. And in my mind, I was like, well, this is a check. I know this check coming in, definitely, right? So then I think one day I just started thinking, like, all right, bro, I'm driving 30 minutes there and back. That's an hour, gas high. And this check is on the bi-weekly check is $200. So I said, bro, in 2 weeks, I think I could get somebody to do a marketing play for between 4 and 500 if I work a lead hard. Or just talk to somebody and tell them what I know how to do and just set it up. Like, when can I follow up with you, or when do you think you'll have the money? Because even if they say by their next check, that's less than 2 weeks, right? So I think, bro, I fake took a break and didn't come back. I hate that I did that to y'all, but I took a break and I didn't come back. And I remember coming home, some girl was like, "What you doing here?" I was like, "Bro, I'm tripping. I'm sorry." Like, bro, I'm staying up till 6, 7, then going to my 9 to 5. I did that for like 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, but even though it did open up income, like it was helping, but I was just like I just started noticing changes in my son behavior. Or he was starting to do stuff for attention. And like it was crazy because like my girl, like she didn't like she was just like saying, I was like, nah, he it's stuff he doing that I'm noticing. And like now it's kind of like, when you're around somebody all the time, you don't notice something, but then when you step off and come back, you notice it.
Yep.
That's what it was. Like,
Okay.
because I was leaving at night and then I would come back instead of just being in the house all the time. Like I started noticing his behavioral changes. And then when I like I remember when I didn't tell him, I said, I'm not even gonna tell him that I don't work that job anymore. I want to see how you act. He was like, "Hey dad, you ain't going to work?" I was like, "No, I don't work there anymore." He was like, "For real?" And I heard him go. Like, I think I heard him go, "Yes." And I was like, So I was like, I'm staying up doing that. I could go here in my little office and stay up and prospect, stay up and create content,
Yeah.
stay up and do something that Kirk said we need to try. I could watch a video. That's underrated. Y'all know, like, studying something new is working too. Like if you're trying to figure out something, like going to watch a video or reading something, that's part of figuring it out, because when you're done, you're gonna have the skill to be able to do it. That's underrated too. Like figuring out a new skill and then you doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was an L. Trying to be third shift boy and and figuring out real quick all them I ain't do nothing, but all them memes and them statuses, what's going on third shift?
Yeah.
Bro, because you start like your brain, it be different because
Yeah.
like, bro, imagine being up from 9 to 5, then going back in at like 9. Like, bro, you're up at night. Like your day is flipped. So
Yeah.
even like on the weekend, when I would sleep during the day, then go in at 9 and get home at 6. Like I'm like, hey, people, your coworkers start talking crazy. Like, bro, think about, what's going on at 3 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock, and just imagine coworkers. Girl, like, you kind of cute.
Yeah. Club job.
Yeah, club job. Like that junk is real. Like bro, it.
Club
Hey,
job.
all the memes is real, y'all. Like that.
I
That's
get for sure.
smoke breaks, drink breaks.
Yep.
Hey,
Um,
you want to take a shot? Bro,
yeah, right.
it's 4 in the morning.
Like, yeah, and we got to be in this bitch another 2 hours. Do
Right.
you
Right. But if they was off, they'd be at the strip club. You know what I'm saying? But you at work. So it was just, I wasn't built for that, bro.
I feel it.
I wasn't How was it built for?
I did it before too, man. Like,
Oh, so you know.
I was a
Oh,
cook.
you have to work third shift,
I
bro?
was a cook at IHOP third shift.
Ooh.
And I'll just say, like, the amount of cocaine that was done in the bathroom.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like, I was wondering why they was able to cook up the mortar so fast. I figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not going on. All right, I understand.
Nice.
Shout out to IHOP third shift. What do y'all have coming up that the people can support? Where can the people support y'all? Where can they follow y'all? All that.
Yeah, we have what we call the Shock the Culture Profit Rocket.
Profit Rocket.
Yeah, Profit Rocket. So it's something that we're doing for artists. Really groundbreaking, like for real, like in real time, especially with what's going on in the music industry today, where everything's consolidating, and even the majors are going independent. So our whole message to artists is that you need to become your own bank. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, we grew up in the 106 and Park era. We grew up in the TRL era. We grew up in the just be the talent and the machine is going to put you on the stage. But music is no longer in that growth phase. It's here now. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere. It's in everybody's phone. So it's no longer in that growth phase like it once was. So with the Profit Rocket, we're showing people how to make money like the labels for themselves, right? How to make money like the labels, how to pay yourself so that you can support your vision. Like we just drew out a plan for one of our clients for his next, we just itemized what his next 5 to 6 different musical ventures are going to cost and gave him the investment plan to help him pay for it. And he's already 1/3 of the way done with paying for those things. So that's what we do with the Profit Rocket. Just like how you check your text message, bro, we're going to send plays to your phone. You copy and paste, bam, click up, swipe down. You make money. You lock in with us on consultations, see what you need. Dom's going to get you right on the advertising side. And here's the beauty. There's no like, people be having attitude with services because they can't afford them. You see what I'm saying? So it's a way different thing when you actually get the plan and you feel confident because you know you're making money outside of your job to help pay for it. You ain't got to take your bill money and try to fund your artist career. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Profit Rocket is. Check your text, check your phone, check your text messages, get investing plays, get the context so that you're not just moving off of blind faith. Rock with us, get the consultations. Dom will tell you what you need, get you the real industry plus connects, get you real industry grade promotion, and then we just keep scaling from there. So we're doing a monthly service, different tiers. They could check that out at shocktheculture.gumroad.com. So you can see all the different monthly tiers there. So it's like, how big do you want your career to be? Take control. You can see how much it costs per month. If you want something bigger, we have customizable packages where we can go, hey, here's the big dog. You want the big dog? You want everything all in? We have that too. We just linked up with DJ coalitions, real influencers, real playmakers in the independent artist space, people who have helped break artists. We just reached out to them and we got a bunch of affiliates. We got our interns up. We're building the squad up. So y'all check that out. If you really need a real team who's going to help you in real time, come to Shock the Culture.
I like it, man. I like everything y'all are doing. I really appreciate y'all's time today. Shout out Trell as well. I've spoken to him on the channel before, and I love everything he's doing as well. And I just I really feel like what you guys are doing is important because not only have you figured out ways to make money for yourselves and for your families and loved ones and the people immediately in your circle, but you figured out a way to teach other people to be able to do the same thing. And, I'm very big on that, which is another reason why I think this is, an important conversation because you know, nobody's going to do it for us. You know what I mean? In order for us to be able to essentially get out of, on a macro level, in order for us to get out of the situation that we're in, we're going to need more and more people who know what to do with capital. You know what I mean? Being educated in capital is ultimately what's going to, lessen a lot of the burden that we have every day. So what you guys are doing is very important. Teaching others is very important. And, coming on shows like this to share your stories is, much appreciated. So I just want to thank you both for being here today.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you. And I want to add to everything that Kirk said, bro. Like that's what's next. What's coming next is artists that go through the Profit Rocket and show the world that this is the right way to do it. Like, retraining the minds of artists, getting them to understand your music is a product. Just like Kirk just said.
Yes. When
you go to McDonald's and you flipping burgers, how you handle that burger, because they told you have to cook it on this side and this side for this long, because if you don't, people gonna get salmonella. You need to treat your music like that. If you don't make it this way, market it this way, do it this way, have this much money, or do this, people aren't going to hear you. You're not going to do nothing. You're going to be in a hamster wheel. We just want artists to understand that.
Yeah.
It frustrates me because you have artists that complain about where they're at and they refuse to do what works. And they mix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, no, that's not that. Don't hate on, I'm seeing it now. And my boy Kirk, they be telling me, Dominique, leave it alone, stay out of it. When you talk about it, but it be so frustrating. That's gonna be one of my New Year's things. Like, I'm gonna get it all out and I'm gonna stop talking about it, because it's like I'm muting people now. But like all this, we just had Rod Wave, and y'all showed him more support than any local artist. And you have hundreds of local artists sharing this. And it's like, hey, you know why they support Rod Wave? Because they know who he is. Do you want to learn how to make people know who you are? Come to Shock the Culture. Let me show you how you need to market yourself. Like, you got a budget? Oh, we gonna get you out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It be stuff like that, but it's the people that ain't really artisting for real that's doing this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we just want to retrain people. Like,
yeah,
bro, you ain't doing it that way. Like, stop mixing it. Like, you need to do it like this. Your music is a product. Come get the Profit Rocket. We're going to show you how to do this. We're going to show you how to market your music. We're going to show you how to make money. And we're going to show you how to use that to blow yourself up. And it's worked multiple times. And I don't know what else to say. If you don't do it that way, you just want to keep doing it your way because you're emotional. Like I said, it's just the emotion part.
Hey man, well, if you guys want to sign up for it, if you want to do what works, what's been proven to work, you can go ahead, click on the link in the description below. We got a link to the Profit Rocket. You know what I'm saying? There you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hold on, Shay. You might have gave us something.
Yeah.
I saw you do that. You know what I'm saying?
I went like that, but you did the.
Hey.
Hold on.
I was thinking profit.
Yeah.
Look.
Hey, that's cool.
I like it. Look, see, entrepreneurs getting together, they create. So imagine,
that's cool.
Come on, bro.
Definitely using that. Definitely.
That's what happens. That's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So once again, gentlemen, thank y'all.
Man, thanks for having us, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you, bro.
Click on the link in the description for the Profit Rocket. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you check out everything Shock the Culture related. You know what I mean? Check out the artists. Follow Dom on Instagram at Hey Dom. What was the number? 809?
803.
803. Damn.
Look, we got to give him a drop real quick, Kirk.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Entreprenegros, the best place for Negroes to learn about entrepreneurship.
Let's go. Oh yeah, bro. This is dope, bro. Super dope. Yeah. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us everywhere. Shock the Culture TV. Shock the Culture, spelled correctly. Shout out to Don for saying, "Hey, we got to spell it correctly so people know how to." Shock THATH the Shock the Culture TV. Me, I'm Kirk _Rich_ Kirk, like Kirk Franklin. Kirk KIRK _ Rich_ on Instagram.
Yep. Hey Don 803. Shock the Culture TV everywhere.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Yep.
Y'all know where to follow me. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you follow Ethos Media Network on all platforms. Like, share, subscribe. This is Entreprenegros. Peace.
Peace.